If you're not dissecting a certain part of this body, cover, respect. When you're done, cover, respect. In fact, we went as far as naming the cadaver.
Like an actual name?
An actual name. We named ours Alejandro. The sole reason you're doing that is to put humanity in it. Remember that, okay, this was someone. No one prepares you for that, because 1 minute you're alive, you're living your life, you have fun and going out and enjoying your life. The next minute you could be dead and you could be on that table, a lesson for someone else. I remember the first time my patient died. A patient I was managing in 4th year. We were resuscitating that and it was a baby. I'll never forget. I was sad for like 2 weeks. I was like, okay, I know people die. And you know they die. You know you are supposed to help people. But you also realize that you're actually also powerless to some extent. You do what you can. We did everything we could. We bagged, we gave oxygen, everything, compressions, everything. And the baby did not make it. And so you realize, again, you'll never be prepared for that.
Hey, I think this episode will bring some value to you. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe. It is completely free and it directly supports more content like this. When someone asks you how you're doing, how are you supposed to respond?
I guess you're supposed to say how you are. Like, what's happening? Yeah.
So how are you?
I'm good. I think I'm tired. For sure.
Long day, eh?
It's been a long day.
What's your typical day like?
Oof. It depends.
So let's say it's a typical day when do you have clinic days? What do you typically call clinic days? I don't know what you'd call them here.
Yeah. Okay. So for context, there are 2 kinds of weeks.
Yeah.
There is a call week and when I'm not on call.
Okay. Call week and when you're not on call. So let's rewind.
Yeah.
Can you paint the context for me?
Yeah.
Who you are?
Okay.
In the first place.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm Inan.
Okay.
I was having a conversation actually. Someone the other day was like, "What's your name?"
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, my name is Inan. Then someone is like, "No, what do you want to be called?" I said, Inan.
Oh.
They're like, "No, what is your title?" I'm like, well, I was not born with my title.
Yeah.
My name is Inan. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. So my name is Enan Wangai. I am a medical doctor, currently doing my master's in internal medicine. Very, very passionate about we'll talk about that probably, but a certain angle of medicine called NCDs or non-communicable diseases. I am a musician. So I sing. I touch the keyboard. I don't play it. I touch it. And then aside from that, I'm a businessman, an entrepreneur.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So that is a quick glance at who Inan is or what Inan does.
Okay. So you were painting for me what your typical day looks like.
Yeah.
And so the reason why I asked you who you are is because I think the different aspects of your life probably affect the different days of who you are. And the context there being that, so the day, you're not a musician every day.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean? I don't perform every day.
You're not performing every day.
Yeah, I don't perform every day.
And you're not seeing patients every day. And you're not going to school every day.
Yeah, I'm not going to school every day. I'm not seeing patients every day. Some days some weeks every day that week.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess you're painting for me that then.
Yeah.
So let's go back to your painting, what your day looks like. And I think you were telling me the weeks that you are on call is what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
so let's go.
So it depends. If I'm on call, then it means I'm responsible for the patients in the ward for that week. From it's 7 days. So if it's from Tuesday to Tuesday, Monday to Monday, whatever it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, I usually prefer to start my day there. Start my day seeing the patients, finish up with them, do what needs to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Manage them. And then thereafter, depending on the day, either I go to the clinic or I go do some moonlighting at another facility.
Yeah.
More often than not, either doing weekends or nights.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a typical week.
That's a nutshell of
That's
what
a nutshell of
what a
my
week would look like.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to a sponsor of this episode, Olympic Auto Center. Olympic Auto Center has been servicing car enthusiasts and car owners for more than 3 decades, servicing the Twin Cities and the state of Minnesota since the 90s. They have the experience, the passion, and the will to make your ride smooth. If you are in need of towing services, auto repair, or buying a new or used car, reach out to Olympic Auto Center now. So, when you go moonlighting in these hospitals, is it typical for most doctors to do this?
To be able to make it, or not even to make it, to actually make ends meet. More often than not, you'd find doctors have to maybe work in multiple places or pull heavy hours
In whatever facility they
whatever
work in.
facility they work in.
And does this go on until the doctors are way older, like way senior in their careers? The reason why I'm asking this, when I go to Nairobi Hospital, for instance, or Kenyatta Hospital, for instance, I'll meet Dr. Inan there. Dr. Inan, who's 50 years old or 56 years old. And 56, Dr. Inan will also be working in Nairobi Hospital.
Yeah.
And 56, Dr. Inan will also be running Dr. Enan Wangai Clinic
Yeah.
in some floor of Doctors Plaza right next there.
Yeah.
So why is that? Because what I'm feeling is that you guys are doing this throughout your careers from when you are a recent graduate, I would call you that. But if I also look at you 30 years from now, you'd probably still be
doing more or less the same thing.
Yeah.
It happens. And I think that's the truth of the matter.
Okay.
Is more and more you realize it becomes a bit difficult to put all your eggs in one basket. That's one. Number two, for you to actually make what you are worth, you need actually to do it.
Okay.
So yes, I'll probably do it like you're saying when you're a recent graduate, and you'll probably end up doing it when you're a middle level graduate, and even when after you're in your 50s and 60s, you'll still do that and go see your patients in the different hospitals, still do your clinic on the side, still do your other to be asharas and other things. I don't think maybe it's necessarily greed, because now that's a topic people have brought up actually.
People say that you guys are greedy?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think about when people say that?
I do know, and I do accept that in the profession, a lot has been privatized.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of disparity in pricing and all these things.
Yeah.
But that aside, you are still actually genuinely not paid what you're worth still.
Yeah.
And I like to use this example. That senior doctor, that professor you're talking about who works in Kenyatta Hospital, they can't charge the same amount they would charge to see a patient in MP-SHA. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You recognize genuinely the patient in MP-SHA, they do not have the same financial ability or come from the same socioeconomic level as them, who come from maybe who get to sit in the private wing in MP-SHA.
Yeah.
So just and either way they still have to see the patients, because they are doctors, they are the professors, and so they will intentionally take that pay cut, for lack of a better word, so that you can still see that patient here.
Okay.
But know that still I will see my patients at the appropriate price. Huko kwingine.
But who sets the price for treatment? Is it the doctor, the government, the umbrella body that governs you guys? I guess KMPDU would be what I mean here. Or is it just an arbitrary figure that is normally set? And the reason why I'm asking who sets this figure is I'm just wondering, why can't MP-SHA or why can't Kenyatta pay the doctor the same amount of money that is paid in MP-SHA to the doctor? and then this amount is somehow subsidized by the government. So who sets the cost? I think is what I'm trying to
The cost.
ask you. Yeah.
There are a lot of stakeholders. So the first is, of course, the doctor.
Okay.
So the doctor will say a standard consultation tends to be about 4,000, like if it's outpatient, for example, from a specialist, that is.
Yeah.
There's a standard going rate. It fluctuates, maybe 3, some 4, some 5. That's the most common. You will find others who say, no, mine is 10 or 15.
Because they are senior, or because they are
Because they also can.
also because they can look at this patient and say, I can charge this guy 4K.
No. That's in their own patient, in their own practice.
Yeah.
They say, me, my practice, bei yangu ni hii.
So they can't see me and say, oh man, this guy looks very thin and very poor. So let's do it at 1,000. Then they see Inan looks senior, and
that's illegal.
Okay.
You're not allowed to do that.
You're not allowed to charge different prices.
No, you can't say ati unapima mtu kwanza, and then you say this guy can manage 5K. This other one can't manage 5K. It's either the ideal is it's your consultation fee, or you choose to waive your consultation fee.
Oh, and charge them nothing.
Or charge them nothing, or charge
a small amount.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not at you
can't
pima someone and say, this guy, let's have them pay 10K because I think they can.
But if you're waiving, does it mean the same thing, that you've seen this guy and maybe he can't?
No, I mean, so now that's because it's a personal fee.
Yeah.
They actually come and talk to you, or they come and say, I would like to, but I can't afford you, or something like that. I've had that happen to me before.
So that's a trick, guys. When you go to see a doctor, you can always get that consultation fee lowered.
I don't know how many people would do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But so there's the doctor who sets their fee.
Yeah.
Aside from that, there is the hospital that also sets their fee. Now, you see, the way it works is inside the bill that you get, there's the food, the meals, the room, the type of service. They will charge you for everything, up to and including the box of gloves.
Yeah.
Everything.
I've seen that, yeah.
Everything on that bill. If you ever go through an admission bill, you will see crazy, okay, not crazy, but you'll see everything.
Yeah.
Everything, even things you probably didn't use, because you will know they didn't use a whole box of gloves on you, but they'll charge you for one.
Because they
can't single out. Yeah, because they open out and they can't single out
how many gloves
a single glove.
I see.
Yeah, but anyway.
Charge me for 2 gloves. The guy wore 2 pairs of gloves, so 4 gloves in total.
Whole box. But yeah, so I think so the hospital also does set their costs. So again, it's all public versus private. Public definitely it's not privatized. So it is not necessarily built purely for profit.
Yes.
At the same time, these private hospitals do not get anything from the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the public hospitals will. They do get, facilities and monies from the government for, 2-3 things, yeah?
But can't we say that SHA money is government money?
No, SHA money, that's insurance.
Okay.
You cannot, that's a whole other story.
Okay.
Insurance is responsible for paying for a patient, a single individual.
Okay.
But you will find county government, Nairobi City County, is responsible for, let's say, they recently renovated their, I think it was their newborn unit in Mbagathi Hospital.
Yeah.
That did not come from SHA. That came from Nairobi City County.
I see.
Because it is a utility or a facility under that governing body. Yeah. So you will find that hospitals also do have that on their own pricing model.
I want to take this opportunity to give a shout out to a sponsor of this episode, Candy Home Survey Realty. If you want to buy a property, whether it's a property for you to live in or a commercial property for you to invest in, reach out to Candy. Candy Home Survey Realty has made it possible for multiple lives to be transformed. If you want to transform your life today and move to one of the coolest provinces in Canada, reach out to Candy Home Survey.
So, of course, the government has regulatory bodies because, I mean, as much as you're private, you're still operating within the domain of the government.
Yeah.
So, the government does also have a say in pricing.
Yeah.
Then finally, silent but very powerful force is insurance.
Okay.
Insurance is a silent but very powerful force, and I say silent because did you see what happened with Nairobi Hospital?
I've been seeing them going through a lot of wrangles recently. I don't understand what's been going on.
Basically, I cannot pretend that I know everything,
Yeah.
the ins and outs, but the basic external view I have is it reached a place their prices were becoming a bit too high. And then the body that regulates in the insurers, not the insurance companies, the body that regulates the insurers.
Would that be IRA? Or is different Insurance Regulatory Authority? Or is that different from
no.
IRA? There's a separate one for health?
There's something. I think it's that. No, there's another one.
Okay.
There's another one. I forget the name.
Yeah.
That body wrote a letter saying, you know what, we will not, we have basically seized insurers from paying to you.
Yeah. Because you guys are too expensive for life.
Expensive. So you see, in that case, again, there are force that help set the pricing, because it means now I know if I am to open my hospital and I am to have an X-ray machine, I cannot charge above a certain amount for a simple or a typical X-ray machine.
Yeah.
Because no one will pay me for that, or rather, the insurances will not pay me for that. So again, that's how they kind of also set their pricing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would it take then to bring these prices down? The reason I'm saying this is I think I've heard it said many times that in this country you are a sickness away from going bankrupt or going poor. I've had families say that if you become sick, and this doesn't single out anybody, whether you are a doctor, a politician, a poor man, you will have to sell your home, your land, all the assets that you own, and you'll probably die and leave debt, in the hospital. Which basically points to the fact that medical care is so expensive. So is there anything, and I hope I'm not putting pressure on you here, but if you could answer, is there anything you think that could be done by anybody to bring these prices down?
It's a very hard question. I think it depends on the different stakeholders, like I said.
Okay.
I did mention, for example, you will find certain doctors or certain individuals waiving
their
off
prices.
certain fees or whatever.
Yeah.
So that is one thing. You also have to remember there is a balance, because that doctor that is waiving their fee also needs to eat, also needs to make ends meet. And remember, education is an investment. So you need that return on investment.
Yeah.
You've spent what, almost $1 million. Yeah, more than $1 million, sorry. Doing just your undergraduate. And
I would imagine it's more than that, probably twice more or thrice.
It's on average, it's about 400-500K
a year. Oh, okay.
Times 6.
Okay, that's 3 million.
Yeah. And then maybe undergraduate postgraduate, so 200-300, depending on where you do it. 200-300.
That's in the public universities in Kenya.
Yeah. 200-300 a year. Takes you to what, times 3 or 4 or 5.
Yeah, depending on your.
You can easily clear what, 6 million just on education alone.
Yeah, and you haven't. That's just the fees. You haven't included.
We've not talked about
room and board, or boarding fees,
everything.
or
nothing,
books and stuff like that.
Nothing.
Yeah,
that's just fee, tuition.
Yeah, and could we easily assume that covering all these other things would probably take half of 6 million, so another 3 million?
It's very easy, because you don't assume everyone studies in the same. They're not studying in the same county they grew up in.
Yeah.
So you come from all over Kenya, and then you are called to, let's say, we were born in Kitale.
Yeah.
Called to University of Nairobi. You won't commute.
Yeah. You have to live in Nairobi.
You have to live in Nairobi.
Eat in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to do everything in Nairobi. Basically, your life becomes Nairobi, and that jump even in the economy is huge, because rent in Kitale versus rent in Nairobi alone, the difference is big. Anyway, so it's a return on investment.
Yeah.
So you have to remember that as well. Number one. Number two, I said they have to eat.
Yeah.
They have to cater for their own
Expenses.
expenses.
Yeah.
So it's a very difficult position to put a doctor in.
So, but let's take the doctor out of the equation
Yeah.
altogether.
So
we
take
we
them
still
out.
want the doctor to live comfortably,
Yeah.
but have the medical care expenses brought down.
The only way. But again, I'm also still young in the profession, disclaimer. So one of the ways I see.
You could be young in the profession, but I think that it is people like you who are going to bring this change. The guys who are there right now will most likely be phased out by the time any change is coming, if it were to come.
I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
It's possible.
And so young minds like you will probably have the suggestions that can actually lower the cost of medical care. And so that's why I'm keen to have this chat with you.
Okay.
Yeah, that let's take I still want doctors to live comfortably. I mean, generally doctors have been painted to live a comfortable life. And I wouldn't want my Kenyan doctors to live an uncomfortable life as compared to their Ugandan or American counterparts. And so how can we, or, what, is there any other body that could bring this cost down out of the bodies that you mentioned here? And what I'm thinking about here is, they've been touting universal health care. And I'm thinking, if that is a viable option, probably, how could it be implemented? Being that you're inside now and you're looking out, do you see something like that being an option, for instance, that could lower the cost of medical care?
To some extent, it could lower it. But one of the biggest challenges we face is that we are not a producer.
Okay.
A producer of the consumables that are required for the medical profession.
Okay, I see.
So if you are the one to produce gloves.
So gloves are not produced in Kenya?
I'm giving an example.
Okay.
I cannot speak to that. If you're the one to produce gloves, and gloves are used in every single
hospital. Yeah.
Or drugs. We do have some factories that produce drugs.
Yeah.
But I kid you not, you will find the most expensive ones are not produced here.
They're all imported.
Yeah. So if the everyday items in a hospital, the consumables, were actually produced here in Kenya, then of course you would have cost going down. Because if you look at that bill, your hospital bill, maybe only 20 or 30% is the doctor's fee.
Okay.
The rest is things to do with consumables or room and board, which you chose anyway, if it is private, for example.
Okay. So when
choose.
Those, sometimes I've seen guys in hospital and then sadly they pass away, or they're still in hospital and their families are running fundraisers. And those fundraisers are saying that we owe 15 million shillings. And this guy has been in hospital for the past 2 months or 1 month. So what you're saying here is that the doctor's fee there is probably only, and it's not one doctor, it's probably like 10, 15 doctors.
Yeah.
Their fee is only going to be like something like $1 million. The other 14 million is consumables in the hospital.
Yeah, the tests that were run.
Okay.
Tests are expensive. Tests. Why are they expensive? I mean, you have machines that were imported. Let's start there. They're not made here.
Yeah.
They use chemicals and reagents that are done what? Imported.
Yeah.
So again, still, everything is more or less imported. So those tests, the drugs.
Yeah.
Maybe you have nursing fees, which is completely related to basically what your condition is.
Yeah.
Someone might need more nursing than another one, depending on their illness and all that stuff. But even so, the things the nurses use, do we produce them? I don't know.
Most likely not.
Maybe maybe we might produce things like gauze or cotton wool, or but
those are not the expensive ones in the grand scheme of things.
They're not the expensive ones in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah. Yeah. So genuinely, that is one big way to do it.
Okay.
How to get there? I don't know.
So I'm here thinking, so the machinery, for example, that is used in hospitals, that is, in a private hospital, I would imagine it's bought it's an investment in from the investors in the hospital.
Yeah.
But for a government, for instance, they get their CT scans, their X-rays, their EEGs, their EMGs, whatever, from the government budget, right? From the taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
But sometimes these devices are not available in the hospital.
Sometimes they are not available, or they're not working, or they break down frequently.
And so what happens then is the patient has to be sent to a different
Private.
facility where those devices are available. Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the what I'm hearing you say here is one of the ways of bringing this cost down is by making the machines in the hospital work
For sure. Making them actually work
in the public hospitals. I mean.
and having systems that actually work. I'll give you an example. Do you know drugs in any? So we have tiered hospitals or tiered levels of hospitals and facilities.
Yeah.
A level 3 hospital is a health center.
Okay.
A level 4 is a sub county, and level 5 is a county. And then
Okay.
level 6 is national.
National. Okay.
Level 3 and level 2, that is a health center and dispensary. Do you know any drug you need, you get for free?
Level 2 and 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give you an example.
So a health center is level 3.
Yeah.
What is level 2?
Dispensary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything below that? Is there level 1?
There is level 1. I think level 1 is community something. Yeah.
Community health center, maybe.
Yeah,
something
something of the sort.
Okay.
Yeah. But so
and so in level 2 and 3, if I walk in and I need any medication, it's given to me for free.
yeah,
But they also only handle things like,
they
small-
don't handle many things, number
Yeah.
one. But number two, they also don't always have the drugs.
Oh. So the free drugs that are supposed to be given out for free are not available.
Not always.
Okay.
I have a friend. He has this interesting idea. He's a businessman, and so he thought he's like, he had rumors that a certain county was building their level 4 hospital,
Yeah.
or a level 3 hospital. You know what he did? Went and said, okay, I'm going to rent the place opposite so that I open my pharmacy,
Yeah.
because he knows he will make money.
And because he knows that the facilities are not going to have
Yeah,
medication.
yeah.
But then, Inan, let me ask you. Your friend has the idea to go and open the facility across the hospital.
Yeah.
Which means that if your friend is aware that there will be no medication, all the leaders of these hospitals, all the county health directors, whatever, should have this idea should know that. It seems like an open secret that people know that medication is not available.
It more or less is an open secret sometimes.
Then why isn't the medication available?
That is a good question. Unfortunately, I cannot answer it.
Is it? I don't know if you are aware of this, but is it supposed to be supplied by like KEMSA? Is KEMSA the one that's supposed to supply medication to the?
So health is devolved.
Okay.
Anything any facility that falls under that devolved government.
So level 5 downwards.
Yes. Even level 6. So level 6 is supplied by national government.
Yeah.
Level 5 is
It's
supplied by county government.
Yeah. So and everything else below
And
it.
everything else below it. But you do find that the sub-county admin, what is responsible for level 4. Like that.
Oh,
But
okay. I see what you mean.
Point being, either way, the pool is that one, the
Yeah.
county.
Yes.
Before, health used to be
National.
everything. So everything that went wrong with this hospital not getting whatever it needs, or this resource not being available, you complain to national government.
Yeah.
Now you're supposed to complain to county government.
Yeah.
So the drugs are not supplied. KEMSA is just a national body.
Yeah.
But the one that is responsible for procuring those drugs or procuring or even hiring is the county.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm seeing recently happening is, doctors who've recently graduated in the past, say, 4 or 5 years are out here tamaking like very seriously.
Seriously. It's crazy.
What's going on with that? Why are there no jobs for doctors?
It's crazy. You see, you finish your internship,
Yeah.
which is 1 year of slavery. Okay, it's slavery. It's paid slavery.
Yeah.
I remember doing even 72 hours. You start your shift on a Saturday morning. The next time you're leaving could be Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Leaving the hospital.
So you've been here for basically the whole week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you go, you sleep for an afternoon and come back the next day. and continue working. It's not that you get an off. No. So you do that for a year. And then
So
the one who pays you,
okay, so let's
Okay.
go with the normal week starting on Monday.
Yeah.
So if you show up on Monday, when are you leaving?
it depends. So again, if you're the one on, doctors work with calls or shifts.
Yeah.
So if you're the one on call on Monday, different hospitals they do it differently, but if you're the one on call on Monday, there's a chance that either you'll be on call on Monday only, or Monday and Tuesday, or it could be that you'll do Monday and then Wednesday and then Friday, like alternate day,
Yeah.
or it could be Monday and then the weekend. Point being, you're on call, that period you're on call, whatever period you're supposed to be on call, sometimes it's 24,
Yeah.
other times it's 48, other times it's 72.
Yeah.
That is just your call duty. There is your regular duty that you are expected to do on top of that,
On top of the call
on
duty.
top of the call duty.
Yeah.
So if, let's say, your regular duty involved going to theater every Thursday,
Yeah.
and you were on call the previous
On
night,
Wednesday night.
Wednesday
going
night,
into Saturday,
you show
Thursday
up
morning.
on Thursday
Okay.
for your regular duty.
And
And then if you're on call again on Thursday night, you
So-
show up
so
on
no
Thursday
sleeping.
night.
And Friday, you might be on duty again.
You might, if your regular duty says you're supposed to be there on Friday, you show up
Okay.
for whatever it would be.
So this a full year of this.
Yeah,
Doesn't it mess up even your system?
yeah.
Your circadian rhythm, your
It does. I mean, for
Yeah.
well, people learn different skills. I learned the skill of being able to sleep anywhere at any time.
okay.
I can sleep seated in this chair like this.
So after going through all this
Yeah,
and sleeping on chairs like this, seated
Yeah.
like this,
yeah.
you finally finish your internship.
So
And-
you're being paid by national government, because
Okay.
internship is a program under the national government. And once and by the way, they didn't want to pay for that.
yeah, I remember there's a time there was a strike around the whole thing.
They didn't want to pay for that. And yet
Because-
you're the first, you're not just a doctor or learning, you're the first responder.
Yeah,
If anyone dies, it is
it's you.
If anyone needs help, you are the first one, because you are the one to call the senior to tell them, okay, this and this and this is what I have seen, because the senior is not there every day,
Yeah.
or is not there at every moment, but you are the one on ground, you're the foot soldier. So anyway, so the national government pays you, and then after that, the national government is like, oh, good, you're done, you're no longer an intern, you have your full license, because before you have a temporary license.
Yeah.
So now you have your permanent license. Ah, great. Go and tarmac.
Yeah.
So you go and tarmac. There's no jobs. The counties are not advertising. Why? They say they can't afford you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Private hospitals say, I can't afford you. So what do they end up doing? Eh? Various facilities realize there are cheaper alternatives to doctors, which is the system that only you find only in Kenya, in East Africa.
Yeah.
Clinical officers. So they will be like, okay, one doctor is the same cost as 3
COs.
clinical officers.
So
So
we
you'll
get-
hire 2 and maybe pocket the rest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do not know. This is just me
That's probably what they
thinking.
do.
Eh?
Yeah.
That's mathematics or whatever.
And what can a clinical officer do that a medical officer or a newly minted doctor can't do?
A doctor has studied for 6 years,
Yeah.
hopefully uninterrupted. Clinical officer, the max is 4.
Okay.
And of the 4, 2 are practical years.
Okay.
2 are theory.
Yeah.
In medicine, 2 are theory. 4 are practical.
Yeah.
So a clinical officer might have a bit of the theory and a little bit of the practical. A doctor has, again, more theory, more practical.
Yeah.
But as per what is within the scope of what an MO should do or a doctor should do versus what a clinical officer should do,
Yeah.
things like procedures, surgeries, a clinical officer should not be able to do them.
But so what you're saying, in some hospitals, the clinical officers do this, do these procedures that are meant to be done by doctors.
We hear stories.
Okay.
I cannot
And so
confirm.
that is how they get away with not hiring a doctor who's expensive
Yeah.
and hire a clinical officer who's cheaper.
Yeah.
But so in the
Or hire one doctor to handle the things only a doctor can handle, and then everything else commonplace.
yeah.
Because I mean, if you've seen one Homer, you've seen them all.
Yeah.
So you will decide, okay, all Homers is you give augmentin.
Yeah.
But then they forget, and or maybe they do not have they've not been empowered enough to know that you're just creating resistance to augmentin.
Yeah.
So that now, the next time you give that patient augmentin after getting it 5 times before, it will not work on them. And yet
Yeah.
it's a very powerful drug.
So isn't this playing with people's lives then? Damn. It almost makes you feel like it is you. So the reason why it's confusing for me is this medical care is expensive. So you're still gonna pay a lot of money even if you're being seen by clinical officers who are essentially going to probably mess up with your system and cause more problems downstream, which will become more expensive downstream, even life-threatening downstream.
Yeah, but there are good clinical officers.
Granted, of course,
good
they
ones.
have to be good ones.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the sake of this discussion, let's talk about all the things that could go wrong simply because doctors were not hired. And yet there's educated doctors out on the streets tarmacking. So typically, what do you think should be done? Should it be, or how should it have been done? Should it be the ratio of one doctor to one clinical officer? Is that what should normally be done?
I don't have too much data on the exact numbers of the ratios.
Yeah.
But what I do know is you do need to have a good balance.
Okay.
Because it is true, there is a place for clinical officers and there is a place for doctors. We just should not tip the scales to favor certain parameters. It wouldn't make sense.
So would you say, you as a person, you've seen in the years that since you graduated, have you seen things in the field, or have you been treated in the field in ways that you wish you would have been treated differently? Case in point here, you probably were jobless you were unemployed for a while.
I was. And I was lucky, and yet I was unemployed for almost 6 months. And I was lucky.
Yeah. You're lucky to get a position somewhere
After
6 months of
lucky.
Seriously looking for a position.
Yeah, and there are people who
were not as lucky.
Yeah.
And so let's go back here. So what, in the first place, makes you end up in medicine or in medical school? Is this something you always thought about? I want to go into medical school. Is it a dream that you always had as a kid?
Always. I always knew I wanted to do medicine.
Okay.
Of course, with high school, you get to see things. You're like, oh, I might also change to be this or that. But at the back of my mind and in my heart, I always wanted to do medicine. I do have good examples at home.
Yeah.
Seeing my parents as doctors. And they did help, but they did not ever push me or require me to do a certain course.
Yeah.
Again, because they knew if they force you to do something, it is not them doing the exam.
Yeah,
it is not them studying.
It is you.
It's not them treating. It is me. So I did have good example, and I knew I always wanted to do it.
Did you ever have any opportunity to, what is the word? What is the word that is given when you go and shadow? Did you get an opportunity to shadow any of the medical doctors out here?
Yeah, I did shadow, but already
At what point?
When I was already in med school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then, why did you have such a strong conviction that this is where you wanted to be? Because you told me you always dreamt.
Yeah.
So where did this conviction come from?
I always wanted to help people.
Okay.
I always wanted to. In all through my primary school, I was always in the first aid club. I always just wanted to help people.
Yeah.
Blood and things never creeped me out. They fascinated me.
Yeah.
I always just wanted to be that person to help. And I've always liked solving problems. And there's nothing more impactful than trying to solve someone's health problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about problems here. And the one thing that I'm thinking is Dr. House. Have you watched Dr. House?
Yes.
The show?
Yes.
Is that, whatever goes on in, take away his arrogance and stuff like that. So take all that away.
Yeah.
Let's leave the puzzle of finding something wrong with the patient. Is that something typical that happens in hospitals.
Maybe not in the exact way it happens in the show, and all these medical. Of course, they're a bit dramatized.
Yeah.
But yes, you do find a patient who you know nothing about. You can't understand or make heads or tails of what's happened.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, you do 2-3 tests, and then you clinch the diagnosis, and you're just like, yeah.
I've had stories where they say, he's been going to hospitals over and over again. They've been trying to look for whatever is wrong. They can't seem to find it. He always has migraines, but they can't figure out this migraine. So sometimes I wonder, is it that, some of these patients don't get to see, good doctors like Dr. House who are able to figure out what's wrong with them? Or is it that some people just are not lucky to have their diagnosis found?
I don't know. I think it's a bit of both. One thing I'll tell you, medicine is very experiential. There is what the book tells you.
Yeah.
But we're always taught medicine or diseases do not read books.
Yeah.
So you will think that it is exactly the way it looks like in the book. But that's not necessarily what comes out.
Yeah.
Secondly, because it is experiential, if I've seen something that kind of looks like this, what I saw 20 years ago,
Yeah.
it probably might be it.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit of both. You could be fortunate enough to get to the right doctor who had an encounter before that made them, or lucky enough to get to a doctor who has read enough or seen more or has a theoretical knowledge of 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
And then
piece them up together.
Yeah. But I'll give you an example. Did you know it's very hard to treat malaria in the Western world? Not because malaria is a difficult disease. Yes, it can be complex.
Yeah.
But not because it's difficult to diagnose. But because they do not have the experience.
Yeah.
How many times do you hear someone getting malaria here? As in, it's so frequent.
It's so normal.
It's so normal until when you hear someone saying, "Oh, daktari, niko na malaria," they're talking about you having fever and joint pain and muscle pain and the headache or lethargy, and they say niko na malaria. And kumbe they don't. They just have those symptoms.
A case that would even be more complicated is cerebral malaria. A guy had cerebral malaria having traveled from Kenya, but he went on a cheap flight that went through, West Africa. So I think it went to Cameroon first, and then I think it connected from Cameroon to probably Senegal, and then Senegal. Somewhere, anyway, that was his trip when going back. And then he lands in the United States with cerebral malaria. So it is a very bad case because they can't figure out what's wrong with him. And doctors upon doctors see him, and of course they have to isolate him in an isolation room.
Yeah.
And the doctors always come in hazmat and all that kind of stuff. And so this guy after about a week, or maybe not a week, but a couple of days, maybe 5 days, after being seen by several doctors, this guy from Brazil shows up. Like, here's the case. I know what this is. Of course they treat him. The guy gets discharged. But he owed so much. I think he owed like $300,000. He had to declare bankruptcy so that bill can be scrapped, basically.
Yeah.
But I'm just supporting your point that it is possible that if you have, it could be a simple case, but someone has just not been exposed to it before.
Exactly.
Did TV shows influence? How to what extent did TV shows influence you?
I'm not a big fan of medical shows.
Okay.
Interestingly enough.
Okay. But you watch Dr. House?
Of course. I mean,
Okay.
I like it, and I'll watch some 2, 3 of them, not all of them. But they didn't have that much influence on me because I feel like by that time I already knew I wanted to, and I didn't feel like it paints the accurate picture. So I was like, no, let me not.
What influence did you sort of have from your community, and your community being that seeing your members of your family being doctors, and you're a kid here growing in a household with doctors? Was your community always assuming that that's what you'd also want to do? Did you see any of that influence there?
I didn't get the assumption.
Okay.
I didn't get the assumption, but it was always there. Like medicines were always there.
Yeah.
For example, in the house, and then you just see them lying there. You're like, oh, this is for this. This is for this. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Or you go and hear about someone's day, And then they tell you about, wow, let me tell you what I saw today.
Yeah.
And then they're discussing and you're like, wow, I want to join this discussion.
Yeah.
And because it just seemed so real and so fun. Then I think the other thing is, I actually did try, by the way, to not to do something maybe typical 8 to 5.
Okay.
I did try, like before I joined med school. I went, I did a diploma in business and IT.
Yeah.
I've always liked IT as well. And I thought, I could actually do this thing. I could hack it. I became a developer and I still do that on the side.
Yeah. I remember I used to design websites.
Yeah, I still do. And apps. Yeah. And so I did it for like a few months.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I cannot do this every day of my life.
Yeah.
I will get
How
very
was it,
bored.
though?
I was very bored.
Yeah.
I was very tired. Like, I was like, I can't do, like, it's not stimulating me enough, for one. Number two, yes, I recognize it was still the same thing because my desire is always to solve problems. So, of course, programming and coding, that's a problem you're solving.
Yeah.
So I always felt, yeah, it's solving a problem, but not the way I want it to.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, I'm like, meetings and sijui at your emails. And
Yeah.
I was like, no, please.
You realized that it wasn't for you.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
And so that's when you decide to apply to medical school? Or
No, I had already applied.
Okay,
I
so
was
you're
just
trying to see if there's something.
See if there's something.
Trying your waters.
Yeah, because I was already doing this course in IT.
Yeah. So having been in the, around doctors and been exposed to the field for a while, the lingo, the discussions at home, or even, out of home, but with your family members. So when first day of school, maybe not first day, but the first few days of school, are you amazed? Are you in awe of this new world that you're entering? Or for you, since you had been used to it, did you just ease in and you're like, I'm used to this. I'm just going to fit right in?
I think a bit of both. I mean, there are things that you knew. I knew going in. I knew, like, okay, basically, I will not have too much of a social life.
Yeah.
Like people always say in campus. I knew that going in. And I knew I would always have to always be reading in one way or another.
Yeah.
But there are things that no one ever, even if you hear, even if you know, no one ever really prepares you for it. Which, for example, for me, one of them was anatomy.
Yeah.
You go into the dissection lab, and there was the cadaver.
Yeah.
And then the first thing I thought, other people of course immediately went. First thing, I didn't think of the cadaver at that moment. Immediately I saw it as I was going to say as a former human, but as someone who had passed on, someone who was living and then passed away.
Yeah.
That was not the first thing that I thought about. I was just like, oh, it's like, you know how you have practicals in bio or chemistry.
Yeah, and you have like an
you have
orange.
Stuff. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, practicals.
My orange is here.
Yeah, I thought about it. That was it. And then consciously, the people we were with, the facilitators, remind you and say, you know what, this was a person. First things first, respect.
Yeah.
If you're not dissecting a certain part of this body, cover, respect. When you're done, cover, respect. In fact, we went as far as naming the cadaver.
Like an actual name?
An actual name. We named ours Alejandro.
It was a man.
He was a man. And the sole reason you're doing that is to put humanity in it. Remember that, okay, this was someone.
Yeah.
And no one prepares you for that. Because 1 minute you're alive, you're living your life, you have fun and going out and enjoying your life. The next minute you could be dead and you could be on that table.
Yeah. You could be
a lesson for someone else.
Yeah.
So no one ever really prepares you for that. That's one. Number two, no one ever prepares you for death.
Yeah.
I remember the first time my patient died. A patient I was managing I was in 4th year.
Yeah.
And we were resuscitating that, and it was a baby. I'll never forget. I was sad for like 2 weeks. Because I was like, okay, I know people die. And you know they die. You know you are supposed to help people. But you also realize that you're actually also powerless to some extent.
Yeah.
You do what you can, but we did everything we could. We bagged, we gave oxygen, everything, compressions, everything. And the baby did not make it. And so you realize, again, you'll never be prepared for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you do have a bit of knowledge, and people will give me some background and some clues. But no matter how much they tried, there are things
Yeah.
that you just have to experience for yourself, and it hits different. Yeah.
Where do they source cadavers from?
Well, there are. We used to hear. Let me not say as if it is a matter of fact.
Yeah.
There are those who for sure donate their bodies to science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are Africans.
Yes.
Some Kenyan guy who is from Mumias says, you know what, my body, I'm donating it to science.
Maybe not the quintessential person, but there are those who do.
The ones who are more aware.
The ones who are a bit more aware. There are those who say, okay, I would like this. And of course, it is the vast minority.
Yeah, I'm
sure.
only saying that because, man, everybody I know who died was buried. Yeah. So I'm like, who is this?
Who is being used? Yeah.
who donated their body?
Then we also did hear, I think around then, I don't know about now though, because things keep changing, med school keeps growing and changing, is there are a number of unclaimed bodies in various mortuaries and morgues around the world or country. Those are one of the sources.
Yeah.
Because the truth is also to bury, you need a burial permit.
Yeah.
And if you don't claim a body, how do you get a burial permit? And then it's not the government can always just put all these unclaimed and put them in one mass grave.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the routes. But we used to hear of stories. This is an interesting one. When we were in med school, when University of Nairobi was starting, the professor of anatomy, who is called the late Professor Wangai, used to go to Makerere, which already had a med school then, and go and get bodies from Makerere, put in his boot, and travel all the way to Nairobi just so that his anatomy program can grow.
Yeah.
That is when he was starting.
And I think that's a very, that shows the commitment that some people have to a profession. I read that story in the book by the owner of Karen Hospital. What's her name? The wife, Betty.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. So in Betty Gikonyo's book, I read that story. I think it was, maybe that part was co-written with Dr. Gikonyo himself, the man.
Yeah.
But it's a very interesting story.
Yeah. So that's just
part of where the bodies have been found from.
Yeah.
So in my program in Toronto, I had to deal with the cadaver ones, but it was part of a cadaver. So it was a thigh, and I was basically getting the femur from the thigh so I can get the bone marrow. And I was conducting tests on the bone marrow because there isn't enough literature on human bone marrow available out there. And it was very painful to basically destroy this person's thigh. It was very painful to destroy their femur to extract the bone marrow. And it traumatized me for a while. So eventually, when I had to redo the tests, I decided to go and do it on porcine parts, on pig parts, because I felt like I want to get used to the process. And if I'm gonna have to do it on a human again, I just want to do it once.
Yeah.
But I also want to give credit to the folks who donate their bodies to science, because in order for the humanity that exists to continue living, we have to understand the human body.
Yeah.
But in order for us to understand the human body, it's kind of like we have to, while there are CT scans and stuff like that can tell us what the human body looks like, I think to get the experience of this human body,
you just have to.
You can't have to touch it. But I don't know, do they have 3D printed parts in Kenya, or 3D printed mannequins that could act as cadavers here. Is that something that
Yeah, I
is here?
have heard about some similar techniques in Aga Khan University, because they do have an undergraduate now.
Yeah.
They do use some of those simulation and some of those 3D printed parts or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do use them. But
The experience would be different, you think?
yeah, for sure. For sure. I think, let me tell you, as it sounds very crude and it makes some of us sound like sociopaths.
Yeah.
But there's just something different about s- drilling through the skull to get to the brain
Yeah.
for this person versus this person, this cadaver versus this cadaver.
Yeah.
Or going and seeing, oh, this cadaver has an extra blood vessel here and this one doesn't.
Yeah.
Why? What is that? Oh, it's a variation. Kumbe, we're not at exactly
the same.
100% the same. Oh,
There's some
okay.
differences.
So there are some differences. You will not pick that in a simulation.
True.
You will not pick just certain tangible things, So, yeah.
So, is there any time when you're going through all this new things that are happening to you? You're in medical school and you're experiencing medical school, and you're like, man, what is this I'm doing? Maybe I made a mistake. Is that something that ever happened to you?
No.
Okay.
It happens to people, but it didn't happen to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just knew. I think for me, I was just there.
Did you have friends who had that experience? And what would you say to them? Would you comfort them ever, or what would be the advisable thing to kind of like hold their hand so they can come along with you? Or is it more prudent to let the person deal with the situation themselves, because it is better that way?
I think it depends on the reasoning behind saying that. Med school is also quite challenging. So
Yeah.
it could be that, you just simply can't hack a specific unit. If that is the only reason, then maybe walk with them.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know that medicine, it's a calling,
Yeah.
and it's you to pick it up the phone
Yeah.
when you're called. No one else to pick it up for you.
Yeah.
So if you start to realize, I did have friends that did, and they were sharp, by the way. In
Yeah.
fact, smarter than me, because we were in, for example, some we were in high school together, others we were in primary school together,
Yeah.
and we just knew each other, and maybe even we studied together.
Yeah.
And I realized their heart was not in it. They were struggling. They were just doing it
Because they
maybe
qualified.
to tick a box or yeah.
Yeah.
For such, imagine, it's easier to get out early.
And there are some who go all the way though and become doctors eventually.
There are some who go all the way, become doctors, and then they make a declaration after they finish the internship. I'm never doing clinical practice ever again. And that is okay.
Okay.
That is also okay.
But there are some who actually continue on with clinical practice.
Some might continue with clinical practice, but they probably will not have the passion for it.
And so the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I'm imagining there must be some doctors who, while they are doctors, they were not meant to be doctors.
Yeah.
And they end up probably not giving their patients a very good experience.
Yeah.
Because they were in it just because they either qualified for it, or something happened. But let me take you back to some darkness that you mentioned here, man. I'm very sorry when you mentioned to me that you had a baby that passed away. Your first patient who passed away was a baby.
Yeah.
So when you experience death so many times, what does that do to you as a human? I'm only saying this because I'm imagining you said that was the first patient that you lost.
Yeah,
so
that
you
was the
lost
first.
a couple others.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. What does it do to you? I think to some extent, it teaches a doctor a skill that might seem very inhumane, but a necessary one sometimes, because, Alex, so it teaches you the skill of separating your patient from a person. So you treat them because they are a person, and they could be your sister, your brother, your niece, your nephew,
Yeah.
your mom, your dad. But you do not attach emotion to them. Because if you do, you won't be able to treat the next person. Give you a perfect example is, I remember a number of times during my internship, even now, someone, you hear, oh, someone is going into cardiac arrest, or someone is coding, whatever. You go and you try and resuscitate, you don't manage,
Yeah.
and you call time of death. After calling time of death, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to go, take a break, or say, okay, I'm done, I've had enough death today? Or are you supposed to attend to the other 10,000 patients, or those other patients that are waiting for you?
Who are
This one
alive.
needs CGI IV medication. This one has just come to the hospital. They don't know what's wrong with them. This one, the family wants an update on how their patient is doing, the living patient.
Yeah. You gotta be like, moving on swiftly. Okay, next patient.
You have to.
Yeah.
Because people are still relying on you that are alive.
Yeah.
And if you don't do anything, they can also end up there.
Yeah.
So you learn that skill of trying to separate your mind and your heart from that, and being objective, which is why also there are actually guidelines and ethics about treating family, so that your heart and mind are not in it.
Yeah.
It's your mind. Your mind is doing the treating.
Yeah.
So there's that. But what it also does, for me, it taught me to really appreciate life. It also taught me that life is also very fleeting. It can,
Yeah.
in a second, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
And then what else? It can also just really numb you. And if you do not have a greater purpose or a greater calling in your heart and in your mind of why you're doing it,
Yeah.
you will resort to other measures and other things. So you'll find doctors, the only way they can cope is maybe drinking, so that
Yeah.
they forget, or they just don't have to feel.
Yeah.
That's some. That's not everyone.
Yeah.
But point is, it's people deal with it very, very differently. Death is a weird. And then when it happens to you,
Yeah.
to your family,
Yeah.
it's a very, very different story. I remember when my grandfather passed away.
Yeah.
The one I'm named after, Inan. When he passed away, I remember in my head for a long time, I really did blame myself kidogo, because we could see and understand what is wrong. You know, when you don't understand, you're just like, okay, he's sick, he's not getting better.
Yeah.
But when you see and you recognize, okay, slowly by slowly, his kidney is failing, his heart is failing.
Were you a doctor at this time?
No,
Or
I was
in medical school?
I was in med school, but I could understand.
So you could understand, yeah.
I could understand. And then it happened, and you're just like, So even my knowledge could not save him,
Yeah.
could not save my own grandfather, my own family.
Yeah.
So it becomes a very, very difficult thing to deal with, even now, because now it's personal, especially when it's personal. So now you have to process it as both a doctor or what, or
And
as
then as a family member.
as a
too.
family member, and that dealing with the grief.
Yeah.
It's a whole other ball game. Yeah, death is. Yeah, there's no one way to deal with death in the profession, in my opinion.
So there are also times when you're working so hard, like when you're on internship and you are the horse of the hospital, basically,
Yeah,
and running all these things, and then you lose patience.
yeah.
At that time, I think you're probably numb because you have more patients to see or something like that.
Even now, it reaches. Sometimes it's. I find myself in a position where it's Saturday morning.
Yeah.
I walk into the ward. I'm told, okay, these are the 5 patients that died overnight. Start by certifying so that the bodies can leave the ward. Because
Yeah.
the principle in medicine is a body cannot leave the ward unless there is a death certificate. A death certificate is only signed by a doctor. Can't be signed by a nurse, can't be signed by anyone else, just a doctor. So I start my day with certifying death.
Yeah.
And then after I certify death, fill in the death certificate, all that stuff, then go attend to my living patients, do my ward round. By the time I'm done doing my ward round, the family of those 4
Is here.
are here because now you have to break the news.
Yeah.
They have an idea that maybe things are not okay, but they do not know. Sometimes they know,
Yeah.
but sometimes they don't know. It's a rude shock.
Yeah.
But either way,
And you have to be the one breaking this.
you're the one
news.
breaking the news.
Are you by yourself normally here, or do you have like assistants or nurses around you? I mean, let's say in a properly staffed hospital.
Yeah, in a properly staffed hospital, still the principle will always be a doctor is supposed to break the news, but there should be ideally maybe assistants or people to help around. So if
Yeah.
there are many, maybe more than one doctor, for example,
Yeah.
or a doctor, a nurse, a doctor, a counselor, things like that, just to provide that holistic care. That's how it is.
Yeah. And so if you're going through all this, man, don't you get burnt out?
Yeah, you do. So you're human, you're not a machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
And I would even imagine some of your colleagues would even be maybe dealing with some sort of mental issues like depression or anything like that.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Doctors do get mental illnesses. I mean, they're human.
Yeah.
Doctors really do struggle, you'd find. But at the end of the day, still you ask yourself, okay, if the profession is worth it to you as well.
Yeah.
If I don't do it, who will?
Yeah.
Because still doctors are not enough. We're not enough for the number of patients in the country.
So you did say here that different people deal with these issues differently.
Yeah.
So you said earlier that you're a musician. So would it be okay for me to imagine that one of the ways that you deal with all these things, so death, burnout, maybe mental issues, is by letting that channel through music?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. I'm always singing in the shower, on the way to work, even from work. It just helps to have an escape and have something more than just the work and the gloom and doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. People go to therapy. People have regular therapists. People have friends and family. Friends and family are very big, especially when you have that support.
Yeah.
And people who know. So, I mean, people deal with it very differently. You go do your sports, your gym, your golf, your whatever. Just some way to just switch off kidogo to let the mind rest from all that.
So what does this do? I mean, you are a Christian. You and I share a similar faith. We are Seventh-day Adventist. So I would ask myself, how would, handling death, also being able to, in a way, give life to some who would otherwise have died, does that ever give you some sort of God complex?
Oh, yeah, that's a nice one. I would say still no. Because there's always a saying that you pick up after you've done enough certifying. If it's your time, it's your time. No matter what you do, you can resuscitate for minutes and even hours or 2, whatever. You can resuscitate for long.
Yeah.
But still, no matter what you do, it's not enough.
Yeah.
It's not enough. Yeah. It's not enough. So it doesn't give me a God complex because I know I cannot bring back life.
Yeah. Once it's gone.
Once it's gone.
Yeah.
I can help push you as much as I can with the tools in my hands.
Yeah. Would you say you could prolong?
Not prolong. Help push. I don't want to say prolong.
You're a bit. Why am I feeling like you are avoiding to say prolong? But that is kind of like what you mean. You just don't want it to come out of your mouth
because it's a very heavy word. Prolonging life. That is a very heavy word.
Yeah.
It's a very heavy word.
But don't you get patients who come to you and they're like, man, daktari kama sio wewe, unajua mazee mimi nilikuwa nimeenda, kama sio daktari alitusaidia. So that sort of praise, I don't know, ego,
Yeah.
stroking your ego and stuff like that, what does that do to you?
I think
Even for a small moment there, don't okay, so let's not talk about Inan.
yeah.
Let's imagine some of your colleagues.
For sure. And let me tell you, you're also, remember, you're human.
Yeah.
And even me, I'll just say, even me,
Yeah.
you're human. Praise does get somewhere. And especially if you're loaded over and you're this, you're that. And remember, these are people, these are former patients who are just so grateful.
Yeah.
And when you're so grateful, you will say anything to show how grateful you are. And yes, it's true. Doctors do get it in their heads. I will be honest.
Yeah.
You will be honest. I mean, not only do you have the power to give that push or prolong, as you're putting it.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with that word, but not only do you have that skill or the knowledge on how to do it,
Yeah.
you also have the skill and knowledge to kill and to do something that would have caused their death to be faster, for example.
Yeah.
But you choose not to. And instead you do something else. And similarly, I figure it's the same thing with the praise.
Yeah.
That yes, you can get all the praise in the world, but you can choose not to think of it like that.
Yeah.
If you choose to think of it like, okay, well, I'm glad I was there. I'm glad I was able to help you. But in the back of my head, I remember and know that if it's your time,
it is your time.
Yeah. That does not mean, by the way, that it makes now you lethargic about responding.
Yeah.
Just because it's your time. No.
You still
You are actually, you took an oath to do the very best you can. First, do no harm.
Yeah.
That is the Hippocratic oath.
Yeah.
You took an oath to do everything you can within your skill and your ability to do it. So you do it. You respond. Yeah.
There's a guy by the name Henry Marsh. He's written a book called Do No Harm. Henry Marsh was a neurosurgeon. He eventually had to deal with medical problems of his own. But he said something in his book that he doesn't like it when his patients remember him or want to befriend him or want to send him thank you notes and stuff like that, years down the line. Because what that means is they are afraid that they might need his services again. And so that's why they want to keep him at some close to their breasts because they want to stay friendly with him. And so what I think essentially he was saying is that he wants his friends to never remember him again because he doesn't want to treat them again. I don't know if that is something that you would want to. Would you want to stay friends with your patient?
It's hard. It's a very hard balance and a very tricky balance.
Yeah.
Like I said, the more and more you relate with your patients as friends, the more you put your heart into it. The more you put your heart into it, the less objective you are likely to become.
Yeah.
So it's very hard. I will be honest. And personally, I actually do not give my number to patients. Patients do ask.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, what if I'm stuck in the middle of the night and I need to consult? I say,
you give them the hospital number.
I tell them, if you're stuck in the middle of the night, you go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Because even if you call me and I'm asleep, what am I going to do?
Yeah, true. I won't be able to make it to help you, most likely.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything over the phone.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night when I'm asleep. But so because of that, I don't give my number. I don't like to. That does not mean I should not treat the patients like they are.
Yeah.
Because I still look at healthcare as the service industry. Someone is sick, they are upset. Even in the bank, you want your money is stolen or whatever. You will go and you'll make a fracas and shout at the teller.
Yeah.
It happens even in the hospital. They shout at you, they tell you all sorts of mean things.
Yeah.
But you keep quiet and you realize this is someone who is hurting or this is someone who is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you treat them and give them the grace you would have given your friend, not the grace you would have given a stranger. That's my personal opinion or my personal view.
Yeah.
So you have to treat them well like your friend, but remember that they are not necessarily your friend. Because if they were, you might not treat them the best way you can.
Yeah. Ever since I read that line, I intentionally avoid being friends with doctors that treat me or my family members whenever we are sick, because
Yeah.
I don't want to need them again. So we'd rather be enemies. I mean, if that would be the criteria, then I'd rather choose that criteria so that we're enemies. I will not need your services again. And anytime, so I have a friend of mine who runs a clinic in this city. And he told me, yeah, we have patients here. They thank me so much. They are very, and I told him this. I don't know how he took it. I don't know, maybe he's going to watch this and he's going to remember me telling him this. And I also thought about the hypocritical, when you mentioned it. I'm a proponent. I'm one of the proponents of the hypocritical being changed or being called something else, because whatever we have is not the original hypocritical.
Yeah, it's not.
Because Hippocrates himself never believed in cutting into patients, and I think one of the things he said in the original hypocritical is that you guys should not cut into patients. What do you think about that? Do you think it should be changed into something else?
Like the name.
The name or
the oath.
Or even the oath in general. Probably adopt something else altogether.
I don't know. I think there are very valuable principles in that oath
Okay.
that should remain regardless.
Yes, there are.
There are. I
Okay.
mean, confidentiality.
Then I think it should be called something else.
Autonomy.
Because whatever is
Those are important things.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe change the name or whatever. But I think they just wanted to honor, our forefathers and founders of medicine.
Yeah.
That was the idea behind it, of course.
True.
Yeah.
So I want to land this plane here, but I want to go into a very, change gears a little bit as we are landing the plane. You practice your faith intentionally. And I'm saying this because I am your friend. Maybe not a friend, I'm your acquaintance. I mean, I've seen you.
Why have you downgraded yourself?
Because I may be calling myself your friend, and yet in your category of friendships, I'm nowhere near that. So in your head, you're like, oh, this guy is calling himself my friend.
Let me tell you, Gato, I don't do these things.
What things?
What we're doing now.
Podcasts.
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't do it for just cause.
No. And first of all, man, thank you for making the time to come here today.
Yeah.
Because I can literally tell. So if folks, maybe you can't tell, looking at that camera, I'm looking at the monitor over there. And looking at Inan, he's very tired. Like I can tell he's very tired. And I'm even almost sad for putting him in this seat.
No.
But I am happier that I'm having the discussion with him, so my happiness trumps the sadness.
Yeah.
But thank you for confirming that we are friends.
Yes.
So, like I was saying earlier, you practice your faith intentionally. And I'm saying this because I've seen you in ministry, so going to schools and preaching to students over there. So as a preacher and also as a musician for the gospel. What keeps you going, man? Knowing that you've seen what life is. We are born, we live, we get sick probably, and people die.
Yeah.
And if you see this every day, you see death so many times. Some people probably would get to a point they're like, man, what is life? I mean, even this worshiping I'm worshiping, to what end am I worshiping? I'm just gonna leave, do my work, whatever, make my money, eat, whatever, do this and that, and then probably, finish my story on this earth. So you are a Christian, and Christians believe that we have a second coming of Jesus Christ and we're gonna go to heaven and stuff like that. So where do you get this mind that juxtaposed against you as a doctor would probably not leave you as a Christian? What I'm trying to say is, what makes you a doctor and a Christian at the same time?
I think it depends on what came first.
Okay.
And my dad always tries to remind us there's a difference between a Christian who is a doctor and a doctor who happens to be a Christian. There's one thing that will be constant throughout, and then there's another one that entered later.
Yeah.
The truth is, if I am to strip away everything, even the title doctor, what remains behind? You strip away your name, your fame, and your possessions. Because those are the three things men and human beings lord over.
Yeah. Name, fame, possessions.
Yeah. If you strip away all those three things, what remains? Not much, usually. Not
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Because even when you're introducing yourself, even when I introduced myself this podcast, I said, my name is Inan Wangai. I am I am this and this and this is what I do.
Yeah.
I'm giving you basically what my name is and what I am known for.
Yeah.
I also sing. Basically, I'm giving you my name, my fame, and okay, not my possessions, but my possessions.
Yeah.
My degrees. Those are possessions.
Yeah.
You strip away all that. What are you? That is something that I always think about, and always it challenges me because it can't be that I am just those three things.
Yeah.
Really, I don't think so. I don't think so. And then as I started to have this conversation, because it's also not very common for doctors and more or less scientists to proclaim their faith and speak about faith, because they are people of science and they want to be like, show me, prove to me, that is the scientific mind. There was someone I had speaking, and I was like, oh, that's quite interesting. He asked, it's like, okay, fine. So let's say you believe in Jesus Christ and he didn't come. And there was no, and kumbe, there was no second coming.
Yeah.
And then you die. What have you lost believing?
I would say nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're fighting about a concept, which is true. It's fair enough. It's a very debatable concept, especially if you're thinking about it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
But you're fighting about something that if I just spent my time believing, what have I lost? Because the truth of the matter is, as a doctor, I have learned I cannot give life. I cannot restore life.
Yeah.
I cannot restore what was lost. Like if you lost 20% of your hearing, I can't restore it.
Yeah.
I will maybe make a device that will help you get it, but it will not be the same.
Yeah.
Either way, you realize in medicine how, I came to realize how in medicine how powerless I am, regardless of the amount of knowledge I will ever get. Because there's still so much. In fact, the fact that I know more means there's so much more I cannot do.
Yeah.
Because I know more. So I just thought about it, and more, that's what keeps me going. That there has to be something more than just that grind. There is something more.
Yeah.
There is. And one thing that will always make an impact is if you do things, and you do things with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. It could be that you're tired. And anyone who's tired and be like, I'm tired. Sorry, I can't see you. I'm done.
Yeah.
My shift has ended. And they're the last patient. So will you not see them because you're tired or because your shift has ended?
You'll probably
Or
still see them.
you probably will see them, even if maybe you will not be paid extra for seeing that one last patient because they fall within the hour anyway.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, sawa, I'll see you. And you see with all your heart, with all your soul. You do it well with a smile because you realize there's more to it than just there's more to it than just your name.
Yeah.
And then the more you also study and see different principles in faith and in faith, the more you actually see patterns in humanity and in medicine. Things like balance, things like temperance. Interesting, during COVID, the one thing we were telling people you must do? Leave masking.
Yeah.
It was washing your hands. Do you know it's actually written in the text that about washing hands and how washing hands will save you from diseases. I'm vastly paraphrasing, of course. But it's there.
Yeah.
So you see patterns, you see things, and you're like, okay, yeah, for sure. Or how we are supposed to, for example, take care of our bodies, which means, you know what, I need to probably eat right, I need to probably keep fit, just do right.
Yeah.
And then you come and realize, yeah, I've been doing a lot of research recently on some of these diseases. I told you, like NCDs.
Yeah.
One of the biggest, most common diseases is diabetes. One was it reading a statistic?
Can you define what NCDs are first, and then you can come down to diabetes?
NCDs are non-communicable diseases. Basically, it means I cannot, if you have the disease, I cannot get the disease from you when I'm seated next to you. It means it's something that started in me and it cannot be shared.
That guy has diabetes. Don't share his cup.
Yeah.
You share his cup, you're going to get diabetes too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and one of those now, some of those diseases are things like high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, all those things, yeah? Now, I've been reading a study, not a study, and it's actually something I want to even think about doing, is the number of studies that have been published out there. Not too many, but there are a number of people actually reversing diabetes by getting them to eat right and lose weight and work out.
Yeah. You don't see enough of those.
But it's there.
Yeah.
And I put it to the test at the clinic. And it worked. Yeah.
So you had patients who had diabetes and you put them on a nutrition regimen on a certain...
Plus the medication.
Yeah.
But you see, when you do it plus the medication, with time, the medication became less and less relevant.
Something that is interesting, I don't know about your curriculum here, but in North America, in our curriculum, our medical school curriculum, we don't do a lot of emphasis on nutrition.
Yeah.
Is it the same here?
Yeah. It's science, because people like scientists stay within their lane. They sometimes tend to be a bit narrow-minded as well.
Yeah.
So you kind of forget that, okay, like you need a nutritionist, and then you'll just write there in the file, nutritionist review.
Yeah.
But you actually do, if you just go a little bit, you think about it and see, imagine it works. It works.
So you do have patients that you've done this with and it has worked.
At the clinic. That's actually the bread and butter of that clinic.
And very soon you're probably going to publish a study on this?
That's my hope, yeah. Okay. That's my hope and prayer.
Yeah, all the best, man.
Yeah, because it's so clear. And the reason actually I wanted to do it is because I saw it. I'm like, kumbe, it's possible. Tried it. Kumbe, it's possible.
How many patients have you tried this on?
The clinic, because I joined in a bit later, but the clinic itself, I would have to ask. But at least I'll tell you, I've seen, like in the last not too long, maybe a few weeks, I've seen 3-4 patients who were on many drugs for diabetes, concoction, and I've had to periodically keep stepping down. Yeah. Some diagnosed this year. And all they did was be compliant on the medication, worked on their diet, and did exercise.
Yeah.
So it happens. But where else does that sound familiar?
In the gospel.
Yeah, balance. The idea of balance. The idea that, you know what, actually take care of your bodies. Yeah. Of course, that's a bit harsh coming from me and But point being...
You can see it on the wide angle camera.
Oh my.
I'm just going to put it up for you to see it.
Oh my.
Right
guys.
there.
Oh, guys. Anyway. Yeah. So you see those principles and imagine it's true.
Yeah.
You see the principles of temperance, of how you need water, how you need balance, how you need sleep.
There's this principle that is taught in your church, my church, called New Start. Are you familiar with it?
Yeah.
I don't know if sleep is one of them. I think rest
Yeah.
is in there.
Rest is
Rest
there.
probably qualifies as sleep. And I had a grandfather of mine. He passed away a couple of years ago, and he used to have this company he used to call Balanced Life Approach. And what he was telling people in his business, I never got to understand the business model really. I was younger then. But he gave it to me in a nutshell. He told me, man, in life, you're supposed to approach life with balance. Take everything in moderation, whether it's your work,
Yeah.
whether it's your life out of work, and anything else. Have it all balanced out. And that is what I'm thinking you're trying to say here
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, it's balance. I mean, you think about it this way. If you go to the gym and you work out only your right arm, no, you'll look very lopsided, It's very
Yeah.
strange.
I used to hear those stories with guys who used to take mass gainers back when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And then they would work out during the holidays. So they take mass gainers during the holidays. Then they work out with weights that have been made at home with cement and a metal
Yeah,
bar.
the metal
in the middle.
bar, yeah.
So one end or one side is heavier than the other, but also the mass gainers, I think, weren't responding accurately. So a guy would come back with a big behind. So the muscles go to the unintended place.
places.
They have a massive behind or a bigger, they're walking like, with a bigger shoulder,
Yeah.
bigger arm on one side.
Yeah.
But point being, they would be unproportional
Yeah.
if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get your point, man. And I think sitting here with you and talking about both science, medicine being a science here, and religion, I think brings me to understand you better. Not only understand you better, but also get to understand a couple of things better. When you sing your songs, you say that one of the reasons why you sing is that's how you let out your stresses, I'd say.
Yeah.
Simply put. But would you also say that you grew up in church, and one of the ways that people would express their faith is through music, and maybe that also speaks to your faith?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And we see it all the time, that there's just a place sometimes, even like me speaking to you will not reach. But a very calming or soothing song or whatever gets to you, or it hits home.
Yeah.
Case in point, I don't know if you watched the funeral of the late Raila. The one
here
in Nairobi, not the one.
I saw snippets because I was busy on that day, so I didn't get to see the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was this snippet that was going around of his daughter singing one song that he loved. And in the line, one of the lines was a girl from Jamaica, usually, but she changed it from a girl from Homa Bay. Something to that effect.
Yeah.
And the moment she did that, it hit so different to everyone.
Yeah.
Because now everyone could see how it was so personal to her.
Yeah.
Like it was not any of that was her daddy.
Yeah. There's Winnie.
Yeah. So there's just a place that singing hits and music hits that a long speech will not, or a good conversation will not.
Yeah.
It's just something about it. Yeah. In fact, actually, interesting. There was a various studies have been done on dementia. That's Alzheimer's. That's where when you're older, you start to forget based on different things and in your brain. How music actually slows down the progression of that disease.
Yeah.
There are actual studies that have been done. In fact,
singing music or listening to music?
Music doesn't have to be
So
singing.
could be both.
Could be both. It could be listening. It could be playing. It's just music as
or
a
even
principle.
reading music.
Hey.
I'm reading this, a crotchet, this, a minute.
Yeah. and there was even a video going around of a lady. She couldn't remember her daughter, and then the daughter said, "Ebu, play this song." She's very old and has, even arthritic fingers. But then she put the piece there and then just started playing. And then all of a sudden you could see that is her.
Yeah.
That is, when she's not playing, she's not really there.
Yeah.
But she started playing, that is her. It's happened. Music is very powerful.
True, man. And I hope you continue, with this gift, man, and continue blessing others. You've been blessing many people with your words, with your hands, and of course your mind, but also with your mouth, with your music. So
Yeah.
may with your voice rather. May God continue bestowing upon you more gifts so that you can continue, blessing humanity with them.
Thanks.
In the tradition of this podcast, there's something we normally do over here. I normally treat my guests like presidents. And we borrow this from the presidency of the United States.
Okay.
Normally, when the president in office in the US or previously has been leaving office, they've been leaving a letter for the next guy who's coming into office. And since what we do here is ask questions, the guy who was here most recently left a question for you. Normally, I don't see this question until I'm just about to ask it.
Okay.
So the question left for you here is this. What's your take and lesson you've learned from this podcast session?
Fair. I think one of the things that I've gotten from it is, okay, first of all, this felt so huge. Let me tell you, when you're doing these things, when you're, this is just my day to day.
Yeah.
So I don't think okay, now I'm going to save a life.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to do this. I'm just going to work. So all of a sudden, as you're speaking, as you're trying to zoom in on what I do on my life and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It seems like I do a lot. And I'm like, okay, interesting. And then when you said, you must really be burnt out. And I'm like, yeah, it's true. Actually, even as we are speaking now, I'm actually quite tired.
I am adding the wood to burn you out more.
I'm quite tired.
I'm so sorry.
No worries. But
yeah.
But I think it's true. One thing I've learned is sometimes it's very good to sit back and actually think about what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm a very, very go person. So that's one thing I've learned, that it's important to reflect.
Yeah.
And actually go a bit micro sometimes and think and be like, aha, and even take a pause and be like, aha, what could I do? Or why is it, for example, you asked, why is it that we don't have drugs in the hospitals or things like that? Sometimes it's important to just take that back seat and be like, okay, more than just let's go, let's move, let's go try secure a form of a bag because it's not a real bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely reflection is important.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing I've learned.
And I'm happy that this opportunity has been presented to you. I'm happy that I was able to do this with you today. So here's your opportunity. You can take your time and write your question to the next guest.
Okay.
Who's going to be on the pod.
Interesting. Good.
Thanks.
Do you want? All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Thanks, man. Inan, hanging out here with you has been awesome. I believe I have enjoyed myself talking to you. I have learned quite a fair share of what you do, and I hope that the folks who watch this, if anybody with an opportunity to bring a change to the medical profession in Kenya, make it cheaper or make drugs more available, I think that would be a noble thing to do. So if this is...
and it has to be sustainable.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a thing.
So don't do it only once and then... and you offer a solution once that is not sustainable. Because that is not a solution, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, quick one. Like you see what happened with the ARVs. After USAID
pulled out.
Becomes
People
difficult.
suffered.
Yeah. And that was something people are getting every day for free.
How's it going now?
I think there's a bit of wiggle room that has been left.
Okay.
Some places are still able, but they did close quite a number of facilities. Yeah, so it's become difficult. And so it will not surprise me to see the rise of.
HIV cases.
It will not. Probably, actually, there is a rise. Actually, I saw a news report on it. Actually,
Yeah.
but yeah, so let it be a sustainable one.
Yeah. And I think that our leaders have the capacity to do that. I don't know if they are willing to do that.
Yeah, Kenya is very. We're an enigma. Very strange. We have so much power, but yeah.
Inan, it's been great hanging out here with you. If folks who are listening to us or watching us this moment didn't get anything from everything that we talked about, what is the one thing you'd want people to remember?
Do what you're passionate about. That's one thing I would like someone to remember.
Folks, I've been hanging out with Dr. Enan Wangai today. Inan is many things, but today he let it all bare here. And I think that if you made it this far, it's because you did like this episode. So if you haven't yet, do subscribe to this channel and remember to tell your friends to tell your friends. I'm going to put Inan's socials on the description to this video below. You can go over there. You can stream his music. He sings in a singing group called Gifted. Do you do solo music as well?
I did one song, Never Again.
He did one song, Never Again. But thank you so much, Inan, for hanging out with me, man. I enjoyed myself. I hope the folks out here enjoyed themselves too. Till next time, do take care. Kwaheri.